So, ladies and gentlemen, please join in extending the warmest of welcomes to the accomplished and inspiring, I would say epistemophilic. That's how Dr. Nagehan loved to be described on Twitter. Dr. Nagehan Uzuner, it is truly an honor to have her with us today. Dr. Nagehan's journey is one that resonates with strength, resilience, and academic excellence, and we are eager to hear about her remarkable journey in academia and the impactful contribution to communication studies and the profound insights she has gained through research. However, beyond her professional accomplishments, Dr. Uzuner is also a cancer survivor who chose to channel her resilience and determination into meaningful research. So, her PhD dissertation titled A Dialectic Relationship Between Discourses of Cancer of Newspapers and Survivors in Turkey, which not only reflects her academic prowess but mirrors her personal triumph over adversity. And in this episode, we will be exploring the motivations behind her choice of research topic and the challenges she faced while undertaking such a profound study. So, Dr. Ozuner, thank you for gracing us with your wisdom and experiences. The floor is all yours, and we are eager to embark on this enlightening conversation with you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for this invitation and this introduction. I'm happy to be here. And let me introduce myself briefly also. I'm Nagehan Uzuner. I'm a doctor of communications, and I'm 39 years old, and I'm living in Istanbul. And I'm a lecturer at Istanbul Bilgi University. And briefly, I can add those that I'm a part of also another university. I'm an ethics community member of Koç University, and I'm a board member of an NGO which is called Cancer Survivors Association. I do some actually volunteer jobs for these associations that I really love to be a part of it because it gives me so much inspiration and so much motivation academically and socially. What I'm doing, I'm taking so much I think force from them. So I can add also how I started to do my PhD almost 6 years ago. I can also talk about this journey from the beginning. Actually, I studied communications at Ege University in Izmir, in Turkey, and I did public relations. After my graduation, I moved to Istanbul, and then I worked for many different sectors as a communication expert or specialist. And while doing this, I decided to continue studying as well. So I was working for an entertainment industry as a marketing communication specialist. And I was doing at the same time my master's degree on marketing communications. And it was lovely because I worked with so many important people, like some artists and some singers like Elton John, Scorpions, the Cranberries. I was working for a company that they were arranging concerts and events and some special events. So, and after this experience, one of an international insurance company, they found me from LinkedIn, and then they offered me a great job actually because I was speaking, and now I'm fluent in Italian language. So they were seeking someone who can handle the corporate communications for the brand, which is called Assicurazioni Generali, and at the same time who can handle another department which is called Italian desk, that they serve their spatial and private service to their Italian speaking people who are resident here in Turkey. So I was working for them, and then after this insurance sector, I was always thinking, like, it was always in my mind to continue to study, to research, to do something in academia as well at the same time, while I was a part of a private sector worker, like a white collar. And then an electric company which is called Legrand, it's a French company, So they were seeking someone who can speak French and who can handle this communications needs for the company. So I switched my job from Assicurazioni Generali to Legrand, and I was the digital communication specialist there. And then in 5 years, I had a promotion. So in the end, I was the manager of the department, corporate communications department. So I learned a lot. I produced so many contents for the social media accounts for the brands, and the reputation and the PR part of the companies and the brands. I was managing all those while I was working like so much intense way and so very harsh way, because of the private sector itself. It's so dynamic, and the economy itself, the profit itself, they are seeking and they're focusing on that. I had something like in my life, it happened. I was having a little trouble with my wisdom teeth, one of my wisdom teeth, tooth. And then I've been to visiting a dentist. And then from beginning of this journey, I realized that in the end, visiting and scanning and, looking, tracking my body, I received a pathology paper which says that I have adenoid cystic carcinoma. We can say it ACC as a short way. This kind of disease is a rare cancer disease, so it's not very easy to, it's not a popular disease as breast cancer or the other type of cancer itself. So I had to be very careful about choosing the right operator as a physician, the doctors, the hospital, and the therapies and the cure programs. So then everything changed in my life. Like all these working life, and all these intense things that I was doing, it stopped. It remained somewhere, and I had to focus on my health problem, and then I had to find the right thing and in the right timing. And then almost 6 months, I couldn't go or continue my routine life in my life. I had to be a part of the hospital. So I had, in 9 years now, I can say that I'm a cancer survivor for 9 years. And in 9 years I had 8 different operations. So almost every year I had some operation. I had to cure myself physically, mentally, spiritually, like fully and holistically. And at the same time, this cancer experience, and it's a very personal experience, it gave me another motivation to do. Okay, Nagi, you were looking and you wanted to do something in academia meaningfully, like something more that it will tell something to people. So I found health communications is an area here in Turkey. It's not that popular at all. Like there are not so many papers or articles or so theses. So I said, wow, I'm gonna go and dig this. Like I would love to be a part of it. I want to research. I want to look over. So it gave me the biggest motivation from my own cancer experience. And then I continue to study and produce on those things. I don't know what to tell, but you can ask me if you want some details about some part of it.
Okay, okay. Oh my God. What a resilience and tough journey you had. So at that stage you decided to go into academia and do your PhD, right?
Yes. But
So you
before that, after receiving cancer diagnosis, I lived like almost 2.5 years with another identity in my life. Like it's a
oh
social
yes.
role. You're
Mhm.
a patient, but you're an adult, so you have to
Right.
continue your life. So after 2 year, I said, okay, this is the time for a PhD. I studied the exams and everything. I prepared myself, and I applied for the PhD, and I received the acceptance.
So have you gone through any treatment during your PhD as well?
Yeah, operations. Every physical operation, they cut your body, they give you anesthesia. This is a treatment, like fully. So I didn't I didn't do the different cancers are treated by different types of chemotherapies and radiation therapies, radiotherapies. So in my case, my disease doesn't accept any kind of in the world, any kind of chemotherapy. So no chemo, but it means that they have to cut it out. This is the salivary gland cancer. So my disease, it positioned itself in your inner of your mouth. So there is a parotis here, there's another parotis here and here. So they had to take it out by using these operations, and then they fill out it with my own tissue, my own body tissue. So I had to gain some kilograms. I had to eat some fatty cheese and ice cream and so much chocolate and so many things to be more kind of fatty or chubby. And then I produce my own tissue to fulfill my own cheek, because after the surgeon, these operations, actually your body image changes. It's negatively changes. You don't accept yourself like in a one day. Okay, it happened, and then I'm accepting myself now. You can't say it, because it's the something that you're losing, your organ, your body, your part of your identity. So you need to support yourself with your, of course, beloved ones, your family, your friends. They support you. They are telling that we are here for you, whatever you need, we are here. But actually, you need more motivation from your inner side, from your own entity. Like you need to persuade yourself by your own, because the other people cannot take out your pain, or they cannot take it out or change the body image of your body. So you need to find a way to cuddle yourself, like you need to say, okay, it happened, but it happened. It can happen everyone in the world, anytime. Like accidents that we're having, like traffic accidents, every second we have something in life. But how you reacted, that part is important the most. Like it happened, but then the reaction, how you assume it, how you're reflecting it, and how you're taking, how you're putting in your life, and how you transform it. Like, okay, this is something negative in my life, but I would love to be dancing with them or doing something nice with it, because it's a spice in our lives, like it's a taste. Sometimes we laugh a lot, sometimes we cry a lot, but in the end we find a way, in a balanced way. So I wanted to put the balanced way with the cancer and the relationship between us, like the cancer and me. So I said, wow, okay, it gave me the motivation, because I go so many times to hospitals and doctors offices and everywhere in a health centers. So I'm seeing and I'm facing as a corporate communications manager. This is my specialization. So I assume so many messages, but which are not coded well. And the society itself, we are using so many metaphors when we're talking about diseases. From ancient Greece today to this day, we are using to tell, to describe how any kind of disease in the world, or the disasters at the same time, like earthquakes, it happens everywhere in the world. It's the nature, it's the normal thing that's happening, but we are describing it as a monster or as a very, very bad thing. So these wordings and these metaphors are very important when we're communicating on the issues as health. So that was the reason that I chose this topic. And then I wanted to be more, I can say, because in Turkey we don't have so much researchers who are seeking health communications, and because one comes from the MD part, like the medical doctors are researching on that, and the others from the social scientists, as me and you, like us. But it's a mixture and the hybrid way of looking the issue. It's the phenomenon itself, like you see it. Okay, there's a disease like chronic disease as cancer, but how we are talking about it, how we're producing news about it, or how we're announcing it. It's the thing that the most, like, I feel so exciting, and I find it so exciting to look and find the meanings behind it.
Oh my, it takes a lot of courage to experience and to describe what you have gone through. We can't, expect to, happening of any type of this in even of in our dreams. So Nagihan, share us the experience of joining the classes during your coursework and treating this disease at the same time. Just tell us something about your experience about joining the classes,
Yeah.
completing your coursework first.
As a lecturer, you need to use your voice in a very balanced way from the beginning of the lecture until the end. But in my case, I'm a lack of salivary, which means that I need to use more, drink little sip of water. And during my speeches, because every lecture, at least it takes almost an hour or 45 minutes. And sometimes in a row, I do have, like, I'm following almost 4 or 5 lectures in a day. So I need to be like prepared. I'm keeping some bottles of water with me and some warm hot things like some coffee or tea. And then with the relationship between me and the students, I also do from the beginning of the semester, I introduced myself as a cancer survivor too, and I gave some information to them. Sometimes I need to freshen up the air in the class because it's so crowded. I have 85, 86, students. So, and then I'm actually using my cancer journey and cancer experience while we are discussing about media representations and celebrity endorsements to awakening people, to creating an awareness campaign. So as a communications part of the cancer, I have my own experience. I have other experience from it, which comes from the NGO and the campaigns that we are creating for this NGO as a volunteer job that I'm doing. So I'm mixing all those. I'm making like a lovely, colorful dish for the students. So I'm giving so much examples from my own journey, and also I'm taking it from the academia that I'm following some newly published papers and articles and some studies. And then some people, some students of mine, they are taking this inspiration and they say, oh, you know what, teacher, I have a problem with a health issue, but I was very shy to talk about it, or I was hiding it, or I wasn't capable enough to describe it like with my friends. So now I'm feeling more proud to talk about it. Like I'm having this a cholesterol issue or some other chronic disease, diabetics. I'm feeling okay. It's not a normal thing to be sick or ill, but it's a normal thing to share and to discuss and to take it and put it in your daily life, daily routine with the other people. So it's then you clean actually one burden of the disease. Like there are some burdens, social parts of the diseases. It helps me, as a lecturer, as a professor at the university. I don't find sometimes I need to drink more. I told you, but I already explained to the students that give me a little 1 minute break to to wash up my throat and my inner mouth, and then I will continue like this. I mean, it goes.
Wonderful. So Nagihan, do you have coursework to complete before going into the dissertation part or writing part of your thesis? I mean, do you students in Turkey need to complete the coursework first, or they just
Yeah.
right?
No, no, it works like this in Turkey. For the PhD, first of all, you have to finish your bachelor's degree. It's generally 4 years degree, or it depends your major, sometimes 5 years
Okay.
degree. And then you need to continue mostly and probably like 95 programs with the master's degree on the top of your BA or BS, whatever. And then after your master's degree, there's an exam, general exam for everyone who is
Okay.
already specialized of something. You have to make it, which is called ALES. It's an exam. It's a general exam for mathematics and social sciences. So there are two different types, like the positive sciences and the social sciences. So if you're going to apply with the social sciences part, you need to get a grade in some certain, every university has different grades, acceptance requirements.
Right.
So you have to follow those, and after receiving your grade, if it's a satisfied one, then you can apply with your proposal written way to this specifically this PhD program of a university in Turkey with your language. You have to prove your English capability with the exams, like international exams we can accept in Turkey, not IELTS.
Okay.
Unfortunately, British way, it's out of the game, we can say. But TOEFL is accepted, so you can show your grades of your TOEFL, or there are some local national exams here. You have to do those and get your English proof and ALES proof, two of them and one proposal. And then you wait for if they call you back for the face-to-face exam, and then you need to prove that you are very you need to do this PhD because you need to tell something, something new, or you need to discuss about something already previously done before some other scientists. But you need to show your courage and your capability, and then if you're accepted in the end, all those exams and everything, then you start your courses. And these courses, generally, it depends more than a year, like 2 years, it depends. And then when you finish up your courses, then there's an exam, like the qualification exam, to start to prove that you finish up with your courses and you're ready for your writing your PhD thesis. Then this seminar program and this qualification exam takes 1 semester, and you do it. And now the jury accepted you, and they give you, okay, you are now candidate of PhD. You can write and research your own study. You can do your own. And then you start every semester, at least one, maximum 2 times, you can work on your study. And then you have to show this thesis monitoring team, and you have to make it in an online or face-to-face way. And then in the end, they are directing you, or they are suggesting you some things. In my case, I was studying and working and researching on health. So they said that my university said that we need an MD with us, like a medical doctor, because you're working health, we are social scientists, we have to make it combined. So we have to call another professor, a medical doctor from another university, be a part of my thesis monitoring committee. So I followed my old study, like few years, almost 3 years with these people. That MD person actually far away from social sciences, generally because of the study itself that she or he did before. So it was actually different, very different. Like we are trying to understand each other and trying to coding and decoding the because she said to me, Nagi, I mean, what you're telling is amazing about cancer discourse, and researching on that in Turkey is great, but I'm not familiar with the wordings, or I'm not familiar with the Foucauldian discourse analysis, that the methodology itself, how you're applying. I'm not familiar. Please tell me more about it and talk to me about this detailedly. How can I learn? And then I can understand your study more in appropriate way. So it was challenging, working with an MD and trying to understand, tell, and trying to see if she understands me well, what I'm gonna do. And the other two thesis monitoring people, they were social scientists, so it was more kind of the same words, the same approach that we are familiar with it. But I really like what I did. There is a noise here. Do you hear?
No, I don't hear. You are
Okay,
completely and clear audible.
super.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So my question was, since you have 1 year of coursework to complete, right? Before
Yes.
starting writing your thesis or doing, working on a PhD dissertation actually. So during that 1 year coursework, so how did you cope up with the challenge of, attending the classes at the same time and fighting with this terminal disease at the same time? So how did you manage
Actually, there is
both?
another thing we can add. Thank you for the question. Sorry, I interrupt you. I was working as a white collar. I
Yes.
was doing PhD and I was dealing with my disease. My company, unfortunately, talking about it, but it's an obviously one angle that we have to look. My company kicked me out from the company. They said that you are so expensive to us. We are paying your private health insurance and we don't want to do it anymore because you are going so often to check and track your body or for the interventions. So you are costing a lot to us. And then they said, you are going to be out of the company. And it was another issue in my life as a burden, economic part and job. I was like unemployed because there is no for the, how we say, like scholarship from my university, or there is no additional fee that I'm taking from so I had to work at the same time as a translator. I translated some books, or I was doing translations like face-to-face way. So it was challenging because I had to deal with three different things in my life to continue my routines and my life. So I had to try to find and earn some money to continue my life. At the same time, I was studying like a crazy person, like till the morning. I had to read many pages of the papers, articles, and I was trying to write down my proposal and my reflection papers for the courses. Really, it was challenging because I wasn't emotionally, I was like fragile. I wasn't, because I'm not living with my parents, or I have no family. Like I'm by my own as a single person who lives by her own in a metropole, like a very chaotic city in Istanbul. So it wasn't easy at all, but it was challenging, and it was also I find myself really more courageous than ever before, and I find myself in a position that I can handle everything. Like I sued the company, I opened up a case. It took me 2 years and a half, but I won the case. So they paid me back because of my salaries and how they kicked me out. And this part, motivated me more because now I'm aware of health, like right to health and the human rights and all the rights that we are human, and we need to be taken as a serious. But the companies, the private companies or the private sector is so harsh. They're focusing on the profits and the money, and they don't want anyone who is not present 24 hours for them. So you're out of the game. But it doesn't work like that, because women, as a woman, for example, you're married and you're giving birth. So some period of your lifetime changes your body, your timing, your schedule, your sleeping hours and everything. And then the company itself says that now you're mother, you're not working fully for us because you are keeping in your mind your kid, your baby, your family, your husband. Like these problematic issues in social life and the private sectors. So it gives you more. I mean, in my case, I never took it personally, like this is what happened to me, I'm so sad. No, I mean, I was sad, I was broken, I was like disappointed. In a certain age, in a certain position, if you're managing a group of people, you're earning well, your capability in your working life, but then they're taking everything from you and you are like by your own again, like you don't have enough money to survive or to pay your mortgage, your responsibilities that you're already paying credits for the banks, but you're out of your salary. So it wasn't easy, actually. Like, I was focusing on my health issues. I was going to doctors and my planning the operations that I'm gonna have. So I was knowing that, okay, I have 3 months. In 3 months to that date, I will be operated again. In every operation, at least like 10 days or 2 weeks, you're really kind of average way, you're sick. You have to rest, you have to recover your body. So I was like, okay, I have to finish this semester and finish these papers and articles and blah blah. And then I was scheduling this operation and I was doing it because of my head and neck part. I'm operated. I'm not capable to talk like the fluent way how I'm speaking with you now. So I was like resting home in a silent way because of the stitches, because of the pain that I'm having, and I need to feed myself in a liquid way because I can't chew, because in my body is already stitched or fulfilled or tissue transplanted. So it wasn't easy, actually. Sometimes I had to call my parents from another city, which is a rural part of Turkey, to tell, like, can you come over for a week or 2 weeks and stay in my house and help me with my operations and these. Yeah, I mean, but it happens, and you do the human being. We are very strong. We are strong that we need to be aware of it, or we need to. We are not the porcelain dolls that we have to put in vitrina. We are human beings. We can fall down and stand up while you're taking some earth in your, like you say, okay, this earth can be my benzene in my life. Like, it forces me, it pushes me to go
Right.
further. You find a way
Right.
in a certain way.
Very right. Just, after listening to this, very wonderful journey, I am sure every viewer of this session would love to know your research and everything about it. So before heading to that in our next episode, where I will play the video presentation that you have sent to me, I just want you to please share suggestions or advices to the supervisors as well as students who are fighting with such type of diseases or such kind of problems in their life while doing their PhDs. So what kind
Yes.
of advices or suggestions to both to the students as well as to the supervisors of those students?
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the question. First, I can give my suggestions to the students. If you are having a motivation in your life to do something, to research on something, and to giving your effort and your time and your energy to a specific issue, please do, no matter what happens outside of your life. There is war. There are wars in the world, or there are some crises, economic crises. There are some, very sad stories which is happening every single minute in our lives. But still, be resilient way. Go ahead. Be insistent on what you are seeking, what you're researching. Try to support yourself with the people who can give their time, their energy, or their knowledge, or sometimes they can just listen to you. Please find a way, like you create your team, you do PhD or you do some higher education by your own, but with this support system, the family, who loves you, who says that, okay, you're very you don't have so much time to sleep, but whatever, you find a way. In the metro, in the train station, you can sleep in a half an hour and you continue to study. You find a way. Please find something that you see, that you always want to keep going and keep going to research and to learn more about it. This is important. And then for the instructors, for the supervisors, for the lecturers, and for the professionals, they need to give some understanding, and they need to have some bonuses in the pocket to give those people who are having some difficulties, economic burdens. Or in Turkey last year, almost a year ago, we had a big earthquake. It affected everyone in this country. All my students have family members, some relatives, in this disaster zone area. So they have very difficult times in their lives. When they say that, I have some difficulties, I need to travel to see, to visit, blah, blah, my family, I have an understanding, like I don't say, you have to be present in my class that day, you have to take this in. Everything has to be considered under the under its own conditions. We can't generalize everything, and we cannot create a calculation system for everyone in the same way. So actually, I do have understanding for the people who are opening their heart and their lives to me. And if they need anything, any support system, if they need anything from me, I say, okay, I have time for you. Or you can write to me. We can write, we can email, we can do Zoom meetings, or whatever you need to solve. If I have this capability to help you, I will do it. So I think the people in academia, we're focusing on the points, grades, numbers, and the positive sciences, how they apply. The outputs has to be 5 year of survival rate for the cancer is a success story. But for me, the success story itself, how you survived, how you enjoy life, how you eat your ice cream or dessert with your beloved people around you, like you share your timing. I don't pay so much attention on the time or the numbers that it is given from statistically to us from positive sciences. So I think the lecturers and the supervisors can be more flexible and more resilient. Like if something happens wrong in the country or in the world or in the life of this student, we need to give some time, some space, and some understanding. And then we will handle it. We will solve together.
Wonderful, wonderful. So on behalf of our viewers, so after this session, I will play the recording in which you elaborated and you discussed how you conducted your research and what are the key findings of your research. I'm sure everybody would love to listen to that, and everybody would be waiting for that as well. So while our viewers, on behalf of the viewers, I would like to thank you, Nagehan. And we, on behalf of our viewers as well, wish you all the health in the world. And you are really a success and inspirational story to all of us. So thank you for taking the time to talk to us. So while our viewers will watch the recorded session, we will having some discussion because since we are also friends. So thank you viewers for watching this, and in our next session, part 2 of this session, you will see the recorded session of Dr. Nagehan Uzuner about her research. So thank you for watching this.